Hey guys, welcome to the stream, and tonight we are working with the EMS plugin. Now, what we've done is if we go to project settings, we can take a look at EMS, which is easy multi-save, and we're saving in GL save game folder and slot, and we're saving it as EMS info save game. Now I have begun by setting up a door and fire. Okay, and we have also set up in our interactable, we've got EMS action, and that's what's going to fire from our pawn when we have loaded from EMS. Okay, so in our pawn, which is a bit messy at the moment, in fact, let's just tidy this up. Right, let's tidy this up a bit so that you guys can see this a bit more clearly. Okay, and what I'll also do is I'll make the screen a bit bigger, or well, it's actually at 1.3 anyway. So we're doing this. There's a couple of things here that are just kind of to stop it being annoying, and that's this part here, which is basically setting the wind volume to nothing, right? Because it's quite annoying when you're constantly pressing start and stop and testing stuff, and the wind is constantly making a racket. So I tend to switch that off while I'm developing. Now, here's for the actual important part. What we're doing here is, after we start load actors, we're carrying on. Okay, and on that, once it's loaded, we're calling EMS, and that's an event dispatcher, and all the interactables are bound to this here, and then basically I call an interface action here called EMS action. So anything that's a child will get sent this. So for example, in our door we have EMS action, and if it's open, the door, then we say open door. Now this is something that's saved, it's set to save in EMS. Okay, and then basically what we do is we tell it to open the door, and it's basically the same for fire. In EMS action we say, is it lit? Then if it's yes, we light the fire, which is here. Okay, and what that results in is, if we start the game, we see that that door opens and that fire is lit. Okay, but we can actually go and close the door. Then I've got a button here to save the game, and then we can exit it. And then if we press play again, we can close that, and we press new game. It's now shut. Right, but our fire is still lit. So that shows that our EMS system is working. And our next action is we're going to save the player. Okay. Did I close that all down? No, I didn't. Okay. So what we're going to do is in our class settings, she's already got the EMS save interface. Right. And our next port of call is in our pawn we can load, we can actually set this to both. Okay. And we're just going to make sure this is our 8 button and it saves both, so that's okay. Okay, so we're going to test this. We shall move over to this ladder. Right, and then we'll save it, we'll escape, close that, and we'll press play. Okay. And there we are on top of the box. So it's saved all our stuff there. Now our next thing we want to check is that we are saving our inventory. Now I did set that to be saved. Right. And we just shot the deer. Right. So if we press R, that gives us our thing. Now if we press I, you'll notice that we have this. Okay. Then I'm going to save the game again. There, so we've saved that. We're going to press play now. Right, so we're back to where we were. And if we press I, we have our stuff. So that is excellent. Everything is working as we expected. Now, we've got one other problem. Apart from all these errors, and those are actually happening because of the menu, and I'm doing some transferring of stuff in the menu. But our next thing is we've got our NPCs. Okay. Now our NPCs are going to be an interesting concept, right? Because some of this stuff might have to be saved and some not. Okay, now we are probably don't need to save that. We'll try it without, right? All we're going to do here is we're going to add EMS save interface. Right, so if we save it, start this again, right, we let our guys get to where they're going, right, and we're going to save it there, right, so those guys should be back doing what they're doing. So if we start this, there they are. Excellent. Right, so that's all working, right? Cool. Right, so that's all working. So now, if we go back to our interactables, our difference here right, that's all good. The bow is good, everything else is good. We're kind of done as far as that's concerned, right? So yeah, we're looking good at this point. Right, now the only thing I need to deal with now is if you get food, or if it's destroyed. Right, now I'm not 100% sure how to deal with that. So we'll have to test that out, right? So I'm going to have to go to our maps. I'm going to have to go to test map. And I'll show you the problem, or the potential problem. And we're going to have to go to our, I'm going to go to food. We're going to click on that. Create interactable. Right. And that should be us. Press play. Except for one thing. Right, we have a food. Except I haven't added EMS. But actually, yes I have. You see it's got EMS. So we're good with that. Right? Now, the issue here is going to be whether this has been picked up or not. Okay? And I'm not 100% sure if EMS is going to deal with this. Okay? So we're all good with that. Alright, we're going to press play. We might need to move this down a bit. Or not. Right. But if I take that, then I press save, go escape, press play, I'm expecting it still to be there, yeah. Okay. Now, I think, although I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to have a look here. If we go to our EMS multi-save, multi-save and level load. Right, we'll leave that as is. Now, I'm not 100% sure how I dealt with this problem, and I have dealt with this problem before, but I can't remember how I did it. Okay. So, we're going to have a quick look at another project, which is this one, which I'm pretty sure did this. Right. So we'll just get this opened up and we'll have a look. And we'll see how we previously did it. It's 90%. Right, there must be a fairly easy solution. I'll once I've got something that I can show you guys, I'll bring the window over. Alright. Right. So this was an object here, okay? And this was actually like a barrel, or it was an output, right? So it could be like a barrel of oil, some coal, whatever. But the point being that when we save it, you'll notice here it's got EMS save interface, right? And that's the important thing. But it's not necessarily the most important thing in the game. I'm trying to think of something where something starts out in the game and then can disappear, and it's not procedural, right? Because this is not in the game to start with, in the level, then it's not going to be spawned again, right? Now, the reason that I'm wary about how to do this, right, is because in theory, all I need to do is this, right? All I need to do is say is destroyed, okay? And then I go in here and say it's part of the save game. Compile that, okay? And then when one picks it up, right, we basically set this to true, okay? So either which way, if we eat it or we pick it up, this item is destroyed, okay? And this is where my issue comes about, right? Because basically it means that I've got to save level actors. It's, sorry, save actors. Save game actors. Right? And I'm not 100% sure if this is going to have... Well, I haven't said that, it's asynchronous, right? So as long as we set this to multi-threaded, it shouldn't actually be that much of an issue, right? Now, when we come in here, we're going to have an event EMS action, right? And then we're going to say get is destroyed, and we're going to say branch and then we're going to say destroy actor. That's going to go to there. Right, let me just bring my chat window back up, and I'm quite glad I did, because we're getting our little bots, which is always great. Right, so if it's destroyed, then on the EMS action, which is called when all of these items are loaded, right, we can just basically go like that. So now if we press play and we take it, now that should have saved, because we automatically saved the actors at that point, right? So we should be able to just go like that, and then press play again, and it's not saved. Or at least it's not done what I think it should have done. Alright, so that's level complete. We should do this on complete. Okay, we'll try that, because it maybe hadn't actually saved that actor yet. However, this does make it slightly awkward. Right, we'll do that again. Right, so what we'll do is we'll make this visible in the editor, right, so that we can see it. Compile that. Right, so we've got is destroyed. Okay. So if we press play, we go to your food, is destroyed is no. Now it has deleted it. Okay. So we'll stop it. We'll press play. And there we go. It's gone. Now, I don't know if that is the standard way of doing this. Right? For stuff that spawns in, it's fine, right? Because basically it's not going to spawn in unless it's already spawned in and then you save it, right? So that's not a big deal. So what we need to do now is, now the question was, did that cause any kind of performance issue? Right, and we aren't going to be able to tell unless we duplicate this and do it again. Right. So we're going to press play. Now, as I said, it is asynchronous, so that didn't seem to do anything, even though we know it did. Okay, so we can stop that, press play again, and there should be, our other one has returned. Right. Okay, that's weird. Okay. Right, I get it. Or at least I think I get it. Or maybe I don't get it. Right, let's drop these down a bit anyway. And then what we'll do is we'll make them easily visible. Right, and the way we'll do that is we'll put one there next to our door, and we'll put the other one at the other door. Right, I don't know why this is doing this. Show message. Load user settings. Let's have a look. Right, it's loading in this game mode thing again. Right, which is not what we're doing. Right, and that is because, or at least I think, our world is using this game mode, which isn't the game mode we're going to use. Right. So we're going to forget that for now. I'm going to escape that, okay, and I'm going to actually delete both of these, okay. We're going to go in here, we're going to go back to our food, and we're going to create one there, and we'll create one there. Right, so that's all good. Right, it doesn't really matter about position here. Right, so we're going to take that, okay, and then we're going to take that, okay, we're going to escape that, hey Screen Apple, how are you? Right, we're not interested in that at all. Save that. And now, if we press play, what have we got? We've got 1. Okay, so if we've got, looks like if we've got identical things, it's not deleting them both. Right? So that should have saved. We're going to escape that. Alright. We're going to press play again. And now the other one's back. Well, that's weird, to say the least. Right, if I do the same, it's going to... Right, I think I may know how to save that, how to do this, right? But that is blooming weird. Yeah. No, now the other one's there, right? Okay. We're going to go into our tool. Right, and I noticed there's a setting here that we can maybe use that might solve our issue. Right, advanced spawn check, optimize character. Right, we'll just do that as well, and that. Okay, so we'll use them. I might need to delete these and do it again. Right, they're both there now. Right, so what we'll do is we'll do that. We'll do that. Right. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press 8, and that should save everything, including the player position. And now none of them are saving. Now I can only assume now, right? I tell you what I should have done. Right, okay. I'll tell you what I should have done. I should have deleted the save. So we'll do that just now, right? We'll delete the save. Right, so we'll go delete, delete, delete. Right. We'll save that. What is this blooming error? Right, can you just stop that, please? What's this doing anyway? Right, gamepad input. Alright, okay, whatever. I don't know why it's doing that. Because I don't have a gamepad in, I don't well, I've got a gamepad in, but it's actually not connected. It's as if it's not connected. Right. So when we do this, it should return back to normal, right? Nothing there. These guys are going to go wandering. That's okay. Right? That's exactly what we expected. So next thing is user tool. Right. Put that there. Select them both. Drag them up. Right. Press play. Walk up to the first one. Do that. Next one. Do that. Those should have saved. So we escape that. Press play again. We've still got one. What in the heck is going on there? That, my friends, is bizarre. Now the interesting thing is, right, we need to check this. Go to food. Details. And it's got not destroyed. Alright, that's weird as hell. Okay, I'm going to stop that for now. Right, and we're going to go to this again. Right, we're going to delete that, and we're going to delete that. Okay, this time what we're going to do is That's not going to work. Okay, let's go back. Right. And we're going to close that, we're going to close that, we're going to close that. Right, so we're at food here, right? But the interesting thing here is if this is firing twice. Right? Okay. So the way this is working at the moment is this is going to be set to true once and false the other time if I press play. Right, but I've got to pick them up first. This isn't even loaded. Or maybe it is. Right. So now we've done that, these are both going to be automatically saved, right? So if we press play, right, damn it. There's our EMS action, and we're getting is destroyed equals false. Right? If we add breakpoint and resume, right, I'm guessing okay. It's false. Resume. It's as if it's only actually doing it once. Okay, let's try something else, right? Let's go up. Oh, escape that. And that other one's back now. And that's going to be false. No, it's true. Resume. But it only ran once. Right. This is weird. Alright, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to break that and break that. Okay. And I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is do it the original way. Okay. So in here, I'm going to do that. Okay, maybe I'm not. What we want is this. Actually, is it? No. We want this. But we want to get it for the character. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do it the way we were doing it to start with. And then I thought of a smarter way, but if that smarter way ain't working either, then that's really not the answer, is it? So we're going to get the pawn, right? Cast to pawn Groenland. Then we're going to bind to EMS action. Right, and we're going to delete that. And then custom event. And we'll just call it action or whatever that is for the moment. We can rename it in a minute if this works. I'm just doing a bit of testing here to see if this actually does what it should. Right, so this is going to go into here. Right. So if I press play now, right, it's coming in here. It's true. And it only did it for one. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll delete the save game. It's amazing how often things just don't seem to go very smooth. I thought everything was going a bit smooth. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll delete that as well. Alright. And these should both be back. Right. First one saved. Escape that. Press play. Okay. So we've got a true. Destroy. So that one's now destroyed. Okay. Over to this one. Pick it up. Escape. That should have saved. Press play. Step over. And I believe that one's still there, and it is. What the heck? Right, so basically, event EMS action. So that didn't help it at all, so we're as well going back to the better way of doing it. Right, because we're getting the same result either way. And we need to go back to here, plug that back in. Okay. And this is a bit of a toughie. Right guys, I'm going to go and have a break for 2 minutes, grab myself a cigarette. So if you're enjoying the content, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description, you'll find links for the official Groenland Discord, my personal Discord, and links to my Patreon where you can support the channel, and to my previous game on Steam which you can buy right now for $1. I'll be back in 2 minutes, don't go anywhere folks. Okay guys, we're back. Haven't figured this one out yet. Yeah. Let's have a look at some. I'm looking something on the other screen to see the settings for this plugin. There you can see them there. Right. And I don't think I ever came across this problem because deferred disabled. So the only thing is multi-thread and then auto structs. Right. So in ours, the only thing we've got is that. Okay. Okay. So that, quite simply, is very bizarre. I'm at a loss here actually to this one. Let's have a look at okay, right, well, we ain't really got the answer to that one yet, so I don't know what is going on with this. Right, so that's a bit of a bummer. Well, I suppose all I can really do now is go and do the other ones. Right. But again, this is going to start not working. Right. I'm going to have to set it to class there. Then add EMS. Right. And we are going to go to monsters, and I think it's in here actually. We'll open this, right, and same thing here. Okay, so that should save all our characters walking about and stuff. Now, you know what's really interesting? Is it didn't have the problem with 2 NPCs. Although, having said that, I didn't do anything with EMS for this. Right, but that shouldn't have mattered. Well, yeah, it should have. Right. So if we press play, resume. Right, I mean these guys are going to go. Right, and what I can do is I can run over here and they'll all run away. Right, and then if I press 8, and then escape it, then these should all be back where they were. I don't know what's going on there. Right, you can see these are all moved. Right, these are all doing the thing away over there now, which is right. Okay, so press 8 again to save everything. Escape that. Press play again. Resume. And our 2 plates are back, although we didn't pick them up. Okay, so if we look in our inventory, we've got our 2 plates, right? Press 8, escape that, press play. And now they're both back. What's going on? And what's going on here? Okay. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. We're getting these sporadic errors because at the end of the day, we are doing all our stuff early, too early, right? So I think what is happening, right, is that our level is loading and it's still loading the stuff, right? So what I'm going to do is this thing here. Now, this isn't the perfect answer by any stretch of the imagination, because it just isn't. Okay. I might need to delete our current save game. We're gonna right, this whole thing is going bananas now. Right, the whole thing is going completely bananas, and I think it's because it might actually be also because, well, we'll see. Right, so everything should be back the way it was to start with, which should be doors closed, everything off, right? So, if we use that, right, then we save and escape, press play. That's fine. Okay. Pick up that. Pick up that. Escape that. That's bizarre. We'll try it again anyway. Right, and we've got our one plate again. Now, this could still be Right, what we could do right is we could stick a delay in here, right? Now what I'm thinking here is we could do this as part of the level streaming, right? Because we can check when a level was actually loaded, and then when the level's loaded we can call this, right? But the way that we're loading the level just now, that ain't gonna work. Now if this doesn't fix the infinity thing, we've got a problem. We've still got one plate. This is going to be one of these nights, isn't it? This thing has just decided to be completely stupid. Right, now I can only assume this is coming because of the same thing. Right, I'll show you what I mean. I can only assume it's happening because of this. Right, so it appears to me right, set infinity weather is 1 second. Let's see, set infinity weather. Okay. And it doesn't look like we need that, because we're not setting it to anything. Right, now this should only run after 5 seconds. Right, so everything's going, and there we go. Right, now the question now is, this is the fire, okay? Step over, step over, step into, step over, step over, right, step into, and we have a weather controller. So that's not an issue. It's running it again. Of course it will run it again. No, that's not true. Well, actually, it might. Okay. And this is why, guys, that you don't try to put the save game stuff in after you've basically started everything else. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out of there. Right, and this is where we actually do the setup. Now, it doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense to put it here, to be honest, but I'm going to. I'm going to start with. In fact, you know what we could do? Just for a giggle. We could actually manually do this to see if we get a different result other than what's happening. Right. So let's do that. Right, so everything is started, everything is cool, our dudes are wherever, and now if we press 9, all our guys are over there. It waits 5 seconds, then it runs this. Right, which should be absolutely fine. Resume. Why is it running it twice? Right, now that's okay. What about our food? Well, our food's not okay, but the only real way of testing that is to basically delete our save game again. Right. So we do that. We do that. Okay. Then we escape. We press play. Right. So there's both of our plates. And now, if we hit 9, there's our EMS firing on our fire. But only one of those goes away. It's as if it overwrites right? When you save the actors, it overwrites it, right? So anything that it's saved before, if it doesn't exist anymore, it overwrites it, right? Which means that it doesn't exist anymore. Right? So that is a problem. Because that was the first one we picked up, okay? So let's test that thesis, right? We'll stop this, right? We shall delete this. We'll see if anybody's in the chat because I've been on another window. Nope. Okay, so the theory is, if I pick this one up first, that one's going to disappear, but this one's going to come back. Okay? That is my theory. So that is removed. That is removed. I exit. And I'm going for this one is going to be there. This one is not. Right? So, when I hit this button, that one disappears. I am correct. Right? So, that's a problem. Because that means that we don't destroy anything. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to try and do as well. I'm going to say, just for a laugh, I'm going to say B, right? Now, anything else in there? No. Right. Now, if we look at our... Now we've got this, right? Whoopsie doops. And we'll press play again. Press 9. Well, apparently it didn't do anything. Okay, escape that. Press play. Yep, only one disappears. Well guys, I'm going to call it there because I'm at a dead loss. I'm going to have to read this because otherwise I'm just... There's no way I can sit and read the reference manual while streaming, and I really want to get to the bottom of this. So I'm going to call it for tonight. So thank you guys for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. Not that we made much progress. And check out the description for a link to the Groenland Discord, my personal Discord, and links to my Patreon to support the channel, and also my previous game on Steam, which is a little tower defense game, which you might enjoy, and it only is $1. So thanks again for watching. Bye bye for now.